And I'll go back through and redo that first part, so it'll be up on the video. So we're breathing, the inhaling and exhaling. We just did a body scan, pulling down through your system, just noticing what your body feels like. And we're on to 3 more breaths. We're going to get coherent first in our heart space. So nice big inhales, nice long deep exhales, letting that energy and oxygen just move in and out of your body. About your 3rd exhale, you want to put your hands over your heart space and then close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your heart. Bring your awareness to your heart. I forgot to ask, is there anybody in here that's older than 58? Anybody?
Yes. Yes.
Can you share with us? We're starting.
Oh God.
No, it's good. We want to catch all the years.
I'm a very young. I'll be 60 Monday.
60.
I'm a very young 60.
Perfect. All right, we're going to start at 60 because we want to catch all the years for everybody.
I still have a little question. I'm sorry, I will stop asking questions. But can you also, I mean, for the people here that are less than 60, would this also work for the future for them?
Yes, that's why I'm not worried about starting at 60.
Okay.
Yep, it'll unwind for them. And when we go back up, when we come back up the other side and we're accepting the new information into our systems, a lot of times I go all the way to 100. So I'll go way past my age, and you're literally starting to imprint the future with this new feeling.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Considering we're beings that can live, I don't know if other people also feel this, we could live till, I think, 800 years. You know, we are so dumbed down by everything that we don't even realize our potential. You know?
Well, that's part of the reason we're doing this, because we want to open and unlock that. Yep. All right, back with your eyes closed, hands on your heart, drop your awareness inside your heart space. And we are going to be here for 3 minutes, just breathing into your heart space, looking for the secret space of the Most High, as it's called in Psalms, in the book of Psalms. But if you find this space, usually it's inside the physical heart, more towards the back center, but it's different for everybody. So just kind of look around. You can use a feeling of gratitude that can bring you closer to it faster. And it will literally feel like you're just falling into the openness, falling into like a cave, I've heard people say. They just feel like they're just falling into this awareness. Let your body relax, let your shoulders come down, let your face relax, let your arms relax, all the way down through your torso, past your hips and your legs, all the way to your feet, allowing everything to relax. As you're inhaling and exhaling, I'm going to begin this countdown from 60, so 60 years old. As I say the number 60, you gently say inside yourself, you can say it out loud too if you want to, but inside yourself say, I release. I release. So we're going to go backwards all the way with I release. So 60, I release. 59, I release. 54. See, I just did it. I just jumped years. I don't know why I do that. That should have been 58. I release. 57. I release. 56. I release. 55. I release 54. I release 53. I release 52. I release 51. I release 50. I release 49. I release 48. I release 47. I release 46. I release 45. I release 44. I release 43. I release 42. I release 41. I release 40. I release 39. I release 38. I release 37. I release 36. I release 35. I release 34. I release 33. I release 32. I release 31. I release 30. I release 29. I release 28. I release 27. I release 26. I release 25. I release 24. I release 23. I release 22. I release 21. I release 20. I release 19. I release 18. I release 17. I release 16. I release 15. I release 14. I release 13. I release 12. I release 11. I release 10. I release 9. I release 8. I release 7. I release 6. I release 5. I release 4. I release 3. I release 2. I release 1, I release. We're going all the way back into the womb. So in the birth process, we're at 0, before you were born, inside the womb, going backwards through the months. We're going to start at 10 months gestation. And I release. So try and just notice the energy as it's coming undone. 9 months, I release. 8 months, I release. 7 months, I release. 6 months, I release. 5 months, I release. 4 months, I release. 3 months, I release. 2 months, I release. 1 month, I release. And now going back to the moment of conception, and release the egg and the sperm, letting them come back apart. And I want you to step a moment before the womb, a moment before you were in this place. And just feel, notice this part of you before it was in this form. Your form continues to breathe, inhaling and exhaling, but noticing this feeling of your internal, eternal self. Just curiously observing. Watching this part of you. I'm going to sit silently for about 5 minutes while I let you observe and participate with this part of you. So you'll hear me talk again in about 5 minutes. Now I want you to take a little breath, memorize this feeling. What do you notice? Where do you feel it? What does it feel like? If your other senses are open or in tune, do you see anything? Do you hear anything? What do you notice? And we're going to take a step back towards the womb. And as the egg and sperm come together and this little form starts to be created, from 2 cells to 4 to 8 to 16, multiplying and dividing. And with every time the cells multiply, the spark of energy that ignites life into those cells, you see those sparks. It's like fireworks going off. And as we go forward through time with this little body, with this little person, I want you to say, I accept. I accept. We're accepting the information of this being, of our eternal part that comes with us. And the energy is going to move us and motivate us through this life, starting at conception, as we've released all of the other information. So again, take a nice little breath. And this little being is starting to form. And we come through 1 month, and I accept. 2 months, and I accept. 3 months, and there's a little heartbeat as this form is popping into life, creating itself inside this space. 4 months, and I accept. 5 months, I accept. And arms and legs, fingers and toes, you start to notice this human form that's developing. 6 months, I accept. Feel the energy of your internal being, your eternal being, responding in this space. The matter is being created, and that which animates matter is right here with it. 7 months, I accept. And its brain is coming online. The form itself is starting to function. 9 months, I accept. 10 months, I accept. And this little creature is born into this world. This beautiful little person. And from the state of your spirit to the state of this being, I want you to look into its eyes. Look into his or her eyes. And witness the beauty of this little entity. And now we're going to come forward through time by years, born back into this world. And you turn 1, I accept. 2, and I accept. Keep breathing this feeling, circulating this energy. 3, I accept. 4, I accept. 5, I accept. 6, I accept. 7, I accept. And still recognizing the eternal part of you that's alive inside this system, creating the energy that's produced. Inhaling and exhaling that feeling. 8 years old, I accept. 9, I accept. 10, I accept. 11, I accept. 12, I accept. 13, I accept. 14, I accept. 15, I accept. 16, I accept. 17, I accept. 18, I accept. 19, I accept. 20, I accept. 21, I accept. 22, I accept. 23, I accept. 24, I accept. 25, I accept. 26, I accept. 27, I accept. 28, I accept. 29, I accept. 30, I accept. 31, I accept. 32, I accept. 33, I accept. 34, I accept. 35, I accept. 36, I accept. 37, I accept. 38, I accept. 39, I accept. 40, I accept. 41, I accept. 42, I accept. 43, I accept. 44, I accept. 45, I accept. 46, I accept. 47, I accept. 48, I accept. 49, I accept. 50, I accept. 51, I accept. 52, I accept. 53, I accept. 54, I accept. 55, I accept. 56, I accept. 57, I accept. 58, I accept. 59, I accept. 60, I accept. And with your permission, we're going to go on up to 70 for those of us that are a little bit older to cast this into the future. 61, I accept. 62, I accept. 63, I accept. 64, I accept. 65, I accept. 66, I accept. 67, I accept. 68, I accept. 69, I accept. And 70, I accept. And we're casting this energy into the future. I want you to breathe it in, inhale and exhale. Take a few nice big breaths. and just feel, notice what it feels like. And when you're ready, take a big breath, memorize this feeling. Memorize this feeling, commit it to every cell of your body. Use I am statements. I am this feeling. I am this strength. I am this beauty. I am this courageousness. I am this energy. I am this power. What words come to you? It's how you're going to commit this feeling into your body in the form of a memory. We're linking it to a thought. We're linking it to words. I am this. When you're ready, take a breath and slowly open your eyes. Here's one of the keys to this that they don't often tell you. Don't let go of the feeling. They always tell you to open your eyes and come back to yourself. Don't do that. We don't want to come back to our old self. Open your eyes and remain. I am this. I am this feeling. I am this new person. I am this energy. I am this power. Put whatever words you want to it. You get to create it from here on out. It's your creation, not somebody else's who told you what they thought you were, what they thought you should do. Now it's yours. By your power, by your will. And just breathe, keep noticing and feeling. And then I want you to do that body scan. Something over the top of your head, kind of like a pane of glass, and just pull it through and notice. What changed? What do you feel different? And this is just a good way for you to notice, oh, that energy does change things. That energy will alter things that you had going on in your body before. My kidneys, I don't know where I wrote that down. My kidneys no longer feel heavy and my back no longer hurts. This is a really good way to stop issues in your body. And sometimes it takes more than once. Sometimes you got to keep after it for a minute. Anybody who's ready, what did you notice? What did you sense? What did you feel? What did you see? We'll just take a couple of minutes for each person to kind of relay back what they noticed with this.
I can start if you wish.
Thank you.
Well, I had a very strange bodily and sensory sensations. As we move through the years, I occasionally get the feeling from those time periods, but also I felt in my body, but it was usually, how to say, it always gave me some kind of hospital association, like when you're, how do you call it in English, when they put to sleep so you don't feel pain?
Anesthesia?
Yeah, like that kind of, yeah, and also I had sensations like, I don't know how to call it, like astral body was moving inside me. So like I had a double body on some points. But also I felt very weak at some points, like I am recovering from a disease.
Like, say that one again, like what?
Like I'm recovering from some sickness.
Oh, gotcha.
I feel good, but I'm exhausted from it. I don't know how to say it. And also, when you got to the point where we observed ourselves for a few minutes, that egg and sperm and all that, I just felt peace. I didn't felt anything special. and my mind started to project some fantasies, but I try not to attach to it too much. I just wanted to catch the feeling.
Yeah.
But I can't really, I didn't manage to capture it, but so I'll probably have to, but I remember it was something alien to me. It was something alien to me. I knew it was when I first associated, my first reaction was that's not me for some reason.
Because
Like
we're not used to it.
yeah, I understand the difference between true
Mhm.
self and ego self, but still, it was very alien to me. And then we returned back. It was easier for me to go back than going down for some reason. And as we moved forward, it was easier and easier. And interesting thing when we get to when you said and then from 60 to 70, that was the most pleasant part for some reason for me. I felt such a wonderful, how do you call it, serenity. I got a feeling like those will be my happy years for some reason.
And they might be, right? I mean, the way you know the difference with this is you go step out in your life. Go test it, see what's different, and then take notes, right?
Yeah,
When you notice something's different, pay attention to those differences because that's the big stuff.
Yeah, I do feel different bodily. I can't really tell. I don't have some injuries or something like that I could test right now.
Yeah.
But I
Very
do
nice.
feel differently on the bodily level.
Very
The
nice.
feel of my body is a bit different. I can say that some of those feelings are from when I was much younger, which is a good thing. At least they are familiar to me. Like I felt with my body, I don't know.
And the goal is to get rid of, that's the word I'm going to use, get rid of those feelings because you want the feeling of your inner spirit. That's the energy that this is all going to move forward with. If you stay with the feeling of the matter, right, of the physical body, that's where people keep spiraling around, and eventually you start the search for your true self, is what we typically call it. And in that search, you realize it doesn't have anything to do with this. It has nothing to do with this physical form necessarily, except that it's housed in here for right now. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I think I'll have to repeat it because I think that most of the energies and everything I did felt, and I still do feel, is around matter, not so much about spirit.
I will tell you, I've probably done this in method just like that, and I've actually altered it also. We have to have an alteration form of it, probably over 200 times. And when I first learned it, I was doing it twice a day because I was just so blown away by the feeling after when I got on the other side of the womb. It just blew me. Every time I went there, I was just like, holy cow. And it got to where every time I walk forward with it, it just gets stronger and stronger. Okay, let's go. Thank you so much for commenting. I appreciate your experience.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything they want to say? Anybody want to share? Oh, turn on your microphone. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Very
Yeah.
good.
So I did, as we were going down, there were certain moments where there were jumps, like there was movement within me, shifts that were they were perceivable. Some were more noticeable than others, and I'm liking those to maybe events over my life. But when I got to before conception, there was just it was no movement, it stopped, like no turmoil, no nothing. It was like a silence or just a stillness. And so I found that interesting that I was having a lot of movement or energy and then it just stopped. And then as I came back up, there were certain years, again, especially after I got past 60, as Philip said, where there were moments where it was like kind of like a happiness, like a good energy or a happy feeling. And so I was like, whoa, as of course I'm starting to think, I'm like, did something happen to me at that age? Something good or a movement that shifted everything? I don't know. So I found it interesting in those respects that there were noticeable energy changes, at certain years.
Nice. I would say about the 60 to 70 thing, those later, that heightened energy is your spirit getting all excited because you get to create it. It's not created yet. You get to choose. You get to make decisions along the way that'll take you to whatever that feeling was. But the focus has to stay on the feeling. That's where you have to remain as this and not as, right? My former self will never get me to the 70 that I feel when I'm in this space. Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Very nice. Anybody else want to share? Anybody else? Go right ahead.
I'll just share that and this is pretty common for me, but as I get into coherence, the swirling around my torso, around my heart chakra is particularly strong, and I when we got down to pre-birth, it was kind of the same feeling that I always feel in meditation when I'm kind of stagnant or not moving, and it was just emptiness. I mean, I guess that's akin to the Buddhist concept of emptiness, but it was just really, really empty, like nothing. The moment that I'm 48. When we were counting back up, when we got to 49, I felt a knock in kind of like in my spine, like a tap in my spine, right in my heart center, in the chakra that was in my spine. And beyond that was pretty much the same, but the only thing I can associate with that is just perhaps my maybe my incessant watching of or looking of prophecy and not focusing on myself but focusing on others. And it was just kind of a reminder saying that you can create your future. You don't have to rely on others to tell you what it's going to be. That's kind of the feeling I had. So
That's amazing. And it's absolutely true. People can tell you what they think they see, but always remember they are looking through their lens of perception. And so when the event or whatever it is actually happens that they're putting energy into, it might not happen the way they said it because their perception is not your perception.
couldn't agree more. Yeah.
And you can always alter it. Yeah. Very cool. I think that's the funnest part about this stuff is to get your feeling going and then go walk around. It blows my mind on a daily basis, the things that happen. Blows my mind. Very nice. Anybody else? I always sense the same thing when I do this. But it's always bigger. It gets more expansive every time I do it. And I have taken the time to go all the way down and then all the way back up and like go past 100 just to see. And I just find myself getting calmer and calmer. It takes a lot to rattle me anymore. And before I was a hair trigger, boy, you could set me off like a firecracker. Not anymore. Now it's like my son will try and do things and poke at me and he's just like, it's not any fun anymore. But it's so nice to just sit with people and enjoy being there because you sense their spirit instead of their angst, right? It doesn't come up as much. So interesting. Anybody else? What do you got? What did you notice? What did you sense? What did you see? Don't be bashful. Don't be bashful. Don't be bashful.
Well, I'm not bashful, but I thought I'd wait my turn, considering I've asked so many questions.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, a bit of a different experience than what I expected. Well, I didn't actually expect anything. I was just open to what's will happen. And when we were going back in time, we began at 660. And of course, I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to make it a good one. That was my feeling. And we were going back in time. And my energy changed, my feelings changed. And it wasn't like I was thinking, oh, yeah, that age, that happened, and that age, that happened. But I saw and I got the feelings of what happened at that certain time of my life. And, oh, yeah. And it was, oh, yeah. So I like that. And I was watching it as the observer. I was feeling the feelings, but I wasn't going into it.
Right.
And we got back to 0. And I was there floating around. And I noticed that I was a little bit, I can't think of the English, engadoured, impatient, because I wanted to get born, I wanted to get born. And it's almost like, I wouldn't say that I wanted to fix things, but I wanted to get born to start life, to experience. So I did that. And but the moment you said, I accept, it was something that I could not accept. I'm like, oh, this is strange. Why am I not accepting? And when you went up in years, I accept, I couldn't stand to hear it.
Oh, interesting.
I couldn't stand it. I was, if I may say, pissed off, angry. And I couldn't stand it. And I actually had to put my finger over the speaker. So I couldn't hear you say the words, I accept, because it just made me mad.
Did it ever open up what that was?
Well, I'm just angry. And I mean, I've done loads of therapy. I'm a therapist and, I know about this anger, but it's so, when I come back and you were saying we're in the womb and you're growing fingers and toes and legs and stuff, I was thinking about, it was just hideous. Because the environment I was in, am I being truthful when I say that? The environments, I'm trying to formulate my words. The environment. Was it the environment? I think I was born into a situation which I wasn't happy with.
Yeah.
And I think that was it. And you were going, I accept. I thought, I don't accept any of this.
So see, when you go back and do this process again, when you get on the other side of the womb and you're in, what did the spirit feeling feel like for you?
Oh, it was very nice, very calm, very beautiful. But at the same time, I was impatient to be born.
So next time you do it, and that's all fine, right? Don't judge any of it. Give yourself some grace. Next time you do it, go into that feeling and sit there and then observe the impatience.
Yes, I did do that.
Say again?
I did do that. I was observing the impatience.
And I would stay there longer than we did.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would observe it until it goes away. I would watch it until it's gone. Because the observance, right? You can't have the two opposing things fighting in the same space. It just doesn't work that way.
Well,
so I was just going to say, if you've got your spirit feeling, if you've got that it's calm, all the words that you use to describe it, and you can remain there and watch your impatience. And just be there with it until it starts to dissipate, because you can't literally, in the physical body, right? When you come back into the physical, you can't do both at once. Chemically, you can't do both at once. I can't be in love and in peace and in calmness and stillness and this quiet thing and be impatient.
So that came afterwards. That came afterwards, because it was like the feeling of being spirit, you know, to be Miss Divine, that was there. But at the same time, it was like, come on, I want to get born, you know. I had some things to fix, or some things I wanted to. Now, there's things I wanted to do, you know.
Stay longer, because at that point you're operating from the physical self that you went back through releasing.
Okay.
Because if that's truly released, that's not going to happen. And
Okay.
I'm not lying when I tell you I did this probably 200 times.
No, I believe you.
Yeah. And it gets better and better. You'll notice it different the next time than you did this time.
Yeah, but even when you say that, I'm already got my like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. It's interesting, right? The resistance gets real, but it's where you stop and decide, okay, how do I rectify this situation in myself? Because it's the tug of war between the spirit and the matter self, or however you look at it.
Yeah.
You know, what you put your focus on is what grows, right? What you put your focus on is what takes its root. And if you're go ahead.
I wasn't expecting that, you know. I was pretty open and, you know,
You
wanting to
something that gave that information to you. So that's where I go back to grace. Give yourself some grace. Do it again if you have to watch the video to do it again. If you have to stop the sound, stop the sound, but keep going forward. If you notice that you're going forward in this impatience or in this feeling that you're trying to diagnose or, you know, fix something, treat something, whatever, go back and get your spirit feeling again.
But I wasn't trying to fix something. Absolutely not. And actually, when you said I accept, what are we meant to be accepting?
Your spirit, that feeling.
Okay.
That's it. Whatever that comes with that, because that's what starts developing in your system. That new energy will develop the newness of who you are. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to have all the good feelings and, you know, fly along to 0 to 60 and, you know, bring that spirit with me. And
You will. It'll come. Keep doing it.
but is the spirit, I mean, we have things to work out, huh? We come here. I mean, I do believe in reincarnation, so we come here to maybe what's my spirit, you know? It was angry. And of course, underneath that is sadness, you know, underneath every anger. There is always sadness, huh?
I mean, there can be. We can do other work around this too if you want to. If you want to just keep doing it from a standpoint of a path of negation, just keep going back, releasing. Get to spirit and stop, right? Don't come back. Get to spirit and stop and get used to holding that feeling.
Okay. Yes. Oh, yes, I will do that. I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does take time. Like, this isn't the instant. I don't know. I want the thing that's going to take hold and last. I don't have to keep fighting with myself, right? That's what I finally decided probably 15 years ago. I am tired of this nonsense. And so I was looking for the fix, no matter how much effort it took, that would take hold and actually do the work that it was intended to do.
Oh my God, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. So, you know, maybe this is a good thing, you know, I felt this because there is something there still to be healed, as it were, or to be seen that I wasn't aware of. So thank you.
Which is why I would go back and do it again and just stop. Go back, stop at spirit and just be there.
It's like when you're going, I accept, I was like to myself, don't accept any of this.
Bless your heart. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see if
Okay.
anybody else. Does anybody else want to
Thank you.
share? You're so welcome. Thank you for sharing with us. Anybody else? Yeah, it's literally the path of the doing, right? I mean, we are in a 3D reality, and the polarity, and that's what you're suffering, is the polarity. That I am this or I am that. And it's where you put your focus that will lead you and keep putting you in the place that you're in.
Thank you
It's
for
like-
saying that. When you say polarity, it really rings a bell with me. You say
Yeah.
polarity, and oh yeah, of course, that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Because this realm is all about polarity. And where you put your focus matters. That's why they give us the little, I don't know where I put my phone, right? It cancels your focus because you're sitting there flipping through things, and right, you can't sit there and focus in your own heart and focus in your own system long enough to let anything calm down or rectify. And that's what it takes. You have to be able to sit with yourself and do that. Lance, I see you pop back up. You got something else? No?
No,
All right.
just
Go ahead.
showing my face. That's all.
I appreciate. I always like that. All right. If nobody's got anything else to say, we're going to let you go. I will post this probably tomorrow. Thank you. And I will also read the chapter in Mikowski's book on recapitulation. One of these days I'll get that word down. And I would seriously, if you're serious about doing this, write down your list of names. And then it will be the act of just starting at the top and going over. So the first name on my list is Linda Gorman, who is a girl I knew in elementary school. I don't know why I remember her name, but when I think about her, I get this really weird feeling, like confusion and frustration. And so I'll sit there and just observe that. I'll just watch that until it goes away, and then I'll go to the next name. So totally by feeling. I'm not looking for an issue. There's a kid I did write on here named Todd Gerstenberger, who was, I think, in our 3rd or 4th grade class. And I literally was so mad at this kid one day, I broke my violin over his head. Right? So that was an issue. But don't focus on the issue, focus on the feeling. Because when I think about him, all of a sudden the feeling is deep sadness, and it's not my sadness. It was his sadness. Whatever he was picking on me was not my issue, even though as a child I took it that way. It was his issue. So you get this new perception, you get a new understanding, and then I just observe it until it goes, and then I go to the next one. Right? And then we just keep going through the list. As I've been going through the list, I've actually been adding names, so other names pop up into my head that I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that person. So I keep adding. And then once you listen to his chapter on recapitulation, it'll give you even more information and ideas. Super interesting work. And it'll just clear you, right? The goal is literally to take all your energy back, give back the energy that you've taken that's not yours, and just total clarity within the system, so you can be the trueness that you are. That true part of you, that light part of you can finally arrive. It can finally show. Okay. We will be back here again next week, 3 p.m. We might actually go through a different version of the path of negation, where we're walking back forward and actually designing a few things. So you can start, playing with the idea of designing your life. Unless something else shows up in between now and then, but we'll definitely use heart coherence, and we'll just keep working forward. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Thoughts? Concerns? I always ask people, do you have any concerns? If you need anything from me, don't hesitate to shoot me an email, because I do respond. So if you get really stuck or just something goes totally sideways, because it can happen, give yourself some grace, remember to breathe, shoot me an email and we'll see what we can do. Okay. All right. I bless you. Thank you for being here. And
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See you
I
next
wish
week.
everybody a very good evening. Thank you.
Likewise.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here.